Welcome, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. Last week I shared how to work on the center and borders of this quilt. Today we're going to talk about using fonts. We're going to start with downloading the fonts from a website and installing them on our computer, and then using them in Electric Quilt. I am going to start on one of my favorite sites to download free fonts, and that is 1001fonts.com. And I'm going to start by doing a search for my first font, and it is Rogue. And let me do that search. And here we have a couple of options. I'm going to select the script font, which is Rogue Script, and download. And I can choose where I want to download this to, and I'm going to actually put this in my downloads. Note that this is a compressed zip file, so we have to do something once we've actually done the download. I'm going to select Save. For the next one, I'm going to do a search for the word fall, and there is quite a few fun options here. The one that I decided to work with is KR Fabulous Fall. Notice that it actually has pictures for the font, and I think that might be fun to play with as well. So I'll select Download, and I will put this in my Downloads file as well, and select Save. Next, I'm going to go to my Downloads folder. To unzip a zipped file on a Mac, simply double-click on the file, and the Archive Utility tool will unzip the files, creating a new folder of its contents on your desktop. For those on a PC, you will also double-click, which will give you an option to extract. Select Extract All. This will open a dialog box where you can select where you want to save the extracted files. I'm going to just select Extract, which will save it to the same location. Right-click on the font and select Install for all users. Don't just do the regular install, because sometimes that is not visible in the application. Then go back to Downloads, and now for the second item, we're going to double-click, select Extract All, select Extract, and we are going to right-click on the font and select Install for all users. We're now ready to use this in Electric Quilt. In Electric Quilt, I've opened the Giving Thanks project that I did during last week's blog post. And if you view the project sketchbook and you go to the Quilts tab, you will see the quilt that was done during the last session, and you will want to edit it. Select Layer 2, and you will notice that you have an option for text tools. If you select text tools, there is an option to set text. Now, the first thing you want to do is take a look at the fabric or color. And if it is not the correct color, you need to go back to Fabric Tools and pick the color from Fabric Tools, and then go back to Text Tools. When you do a set text, the next thing you want to do is select the typeface. That is the font. Click on the download and scroll down and locate the Rogue Script font. Select Rogue Script. You also have the ability to set the approximate size. I find it useful to use the Shift key on my keyboard and drag a box, and that's going to show you what that size is going to look like on your quilt. Type in your script, which in this case is give, and then I did an enter and typed in thanks. Once you're through typing, you can check out the additional formatting. I chose to bold and to center the words. We can still adjust the sizing by clicking to the right or left of the slider bar. Obviously, we can actually drag the slider bar if we want larger increments. Select the script with the Adjust tool, and now if you scroll down, there are options to center horizontally and center vertically. If you want to change the size of the text, go back and select Set Text, and then make sure to click on the text and move the slider bar to adjust the size. With the Adjust tool selected again, and center horizontally and vertically. Select Set Text, and now under Typeface, locate the KR Fall font. Click on the font, and with the Shift key on your keyboard, drag a box on the quilt. To try out different letters, what I did was type in a letter and then backspaced and then typed in the next letter. And so I just tried a variety of letters to see what the pictures look like. I ended up choosing H because I liked the fact it was leaves and it was a filled shape. I decided I wanted it a little bit larger, so I moved the approximate size in inches to 4.5. With the Adjust tool, select it and drag to reposition it on the quilt. If you would like to rotate, with the Control or Command key, click on the center, and then you can drag a corner to affect the rotation. Copy, paste, and rotate for the other 3 corners around the wreath. You can adjust the color of a font by going to Fabric Tools and selecting a different fabric and clicking on the script on the quilt. I'm going to select Undo 4 times to return this back to the red fabric. Select Add to Project Sketchbook. I would like to talk a little bit about print and export when I'm working with fonts. You will notice when you select a font, the only option is templates. After selecting one of the corner fonts, I selected templates, and you will notice that we do have options for seam allowances, and then we can preview and print. Then select Give Thanks and select Templates. And if you do a preview, you can see that you have separate templates for the cutouts. And I do recommend moving those into position before actually printing out the templates. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this gave you some great ideas for working with fonts in Electric Quilt. If you are just starting to explore Electric Quilt, check out my intro class, Shoot for the Stars with EQ8. Or if you're ready for a deeper dive, check out the Techno Quilter membership.